Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel and the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel. This is the AEW Rampage review for the, 14th of um, October 2014. And certainly, without a doubt, kind of there we go with that, at least how that's concerned. Um, Rampage has some new talent on it. Um, at least comparative to where they are. Try and pack a lot into these shows for sure. Anyway, so this is the international deal from Toronto. World champion Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli defeats the Butcher and the Blade with the Bunny 840 of the match airing. Regal does not agree with Moxley taking the match so close to his world title defense against Adam Page on Tuesday. After the brawl around the ring, they start the match. Selling into Moxley and Blade in the ring. Moxley rocks Blade with a German suplex. Adam Page is watching on. Castagnoli comes in with a suplex attempt, and Blade tries to chop Castagnoli. A bunch of European uppercuts by Castagnoli. Bunny is dressed in Toronto Maple Leafs garb. Split screen break. Butcher holding Castagnoli up for a suplex. Blade comes in off a spear. Moxley then takes Blade out with a cutter. Butcher and his opponent go with a tope to the floor. Back in the ring, Moxley hits a superplex and a stuff pile driver on the Blade for near fall. Moxley then goes to kick the Blade's head off, but Blade hits Claudio. Claudio breaks it up. Then there's stalemate between both teams. Mox and Claudio take their opponents out with clotheslines and then kick their heads off. And then Claudio hits a Ricola bomb for his trouble. Moxley gives Death Rider to Blade, and Castagnoli gets pinned. I'm not a fan of this. I think Moxley belongs in singles action. I also think Claudio, after his Ring of Honor title win, should be used in a better way. But I'm really not a fan of most of Tony Khan's booking at this point. Moxley and Castagnoli cutting a brief promo after the match. Renee Paquette interviews Swerve Strickland, Keith Lee. Strickland tries to make fun of the fact that the Acclaimed losing scissoring to Mark Sterling. Lee then takes issue how Strickland cheat to beat Billy Gunn on Wednesday. In the back, Renee Paquette then interviews Dark Order, interrupted by Jose and number 10 challenging Roosh next week. If Roosh wins, then Roosh and Jose have to leave the Dark Order alone. Stu Grayson, why? Returns for at least one night because Dark Order's in Canada. I guess that's why the Canadian tie-in. Jericho Appreciation Society cuts a promo in the ring together again, but without Guevara and Ty Mello. They get a babyface reaction. Since it's Toronto, Daniel Garcia explains his actions but doesn't blame the fans for making him do it like a real sports entertainer would. The fans chant, "You're a wrestler," at Garcia anyway. This wrestler versus sports entertainer thing is just trash. Jericho then promises to beat all former ROH World Champions, brings out six-man tag team champion and former world champion Dalton Castle. Fans chant for Castle. And he's an immediate star in the area. Castle then calls Jericho a stupid, silly little goose. And then he said he broke his back for the ROH Championship. And then that gets kind of pumped off and pumped up, and off we go. Castle challenged Jericho for the title on Dynamite on Tuesday, and Jericho accepts the challenge. I'm not a fan of this. I mean, I get what they're trying to do with the former ROH division, and I think if you were going to have, like, say, Claudio or Bryan Danielson in the position, I'm a fan of that. Anyway, Shida and Tori Storm talk up the interim World Women's Championship match in promos. Not a fan of that either. Nyla Rose with Marina Shafir defeating and Vicky Guerrero defeating Anna Jay with Angela Parker and Matt Menard to keep the TBS championship. 5 minutes, 25 seconds there. Rose carries around the championship belt she stole last Friday night. If Anna Jay AS wins, she will give the belt to Jay, avoiding a cannonball in the corner, taking out Control. Rose on the show as we go to break. And back from the break, Rose sets up a very clunky spot, and then there's a uh, goes top to drop the knee. JAS then moves out of the way. Jay then goes for the Queenslayer. Rose continues. Jay drives out Rose, but Rose catches her and delivers a sit-out powerbomb for the pinfall. After the match, Guerrero then holds up the 1-0 sign. Baddies and Jade Cargill try to get her to come out and retrieve the belt, but security runs in to interfere. Rose and crew are here. Then we go to pre-tape segment. Ari Daivari explaining to Hook that he wants to join Trustbusters, but $50,000 to Daivari to buy the FTW Championship belt. If Hook isn't interested in selling the belt, Daivari just beats him for it. This is just stupid. Ethan Page with Stokely Hathaway defeats Isaiah Cassidy, Mark Quinn and Matt Hardy. Basically a squash match. Cassidy misses a senton. Page hits Twist of Fate and then Ego's Edge to get the pin. Matt Hardy joins Hathaway's crew for his trouble. In another pre-tape segment, Orange Cassidy is pretty happy to have won the All-Atlantic Championship. I don't know why, because it's just another useless title. But anyway, beats the Best Friends to challenge Death Triangle for the Trios Championship this Tuesday on Dynamite. Orange Cassidy is apparently the only one who didn't get the memo about Dynamite being on Tuesday this week. Anyway, FTR and Sean Spears defeats Brian Cage and Gates of Agony with Prince Nana. Sean Spears calls Cage a 900-pound charisma vacuum. I don't think he's 900 pounds. Bishop Khan and Spears starts the match, and the crowd's chanting for FTR while Spears and Khan exchange. Spears then plays off the 10 persona. Anyway, most of the heat sees Spears taking the punishment. They go to split screen commercial. Khan drops Spears back first in the turnbuckle in what was a very ugly spot. Spears then goes off with a senton in the ring. Cage then suplexes Spears into middle rope. Khan then cuts off Spears. Hot tag. Spears then kicks Khan away and goes after Harwood. Khan takes out the spine buster but gets caught with a spinning lariat from Cage. Cage then comes off the top rope with an elbow on Harwood for a near fall. Spears then awkwardly dumps Leona over the top ropes. FTR and Spears put Cage on Khan. Prince Nana tries they try the triple sharpshooter, but Leona then breaks it up, and ultimately there they go. Spears catches Cage with a super kick and a DDT. And back in the ring, FTR hits Khan with the heart attack. Spears follows up with a C4 for the pinfall victory. Babyfaces celebrate and cut short by Maria Kanellis Bennett and the Kingdom. Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. Maria claimed they built ROH and the IWGP tag team titles first, and Kingston never got the credit they deserved. The match 5-on-3 Embassy jumping FTR and Spears. Kingdom joins to make a 5-on-3 beatdown until Wardlow and Samoa Joe run in to chase them off. I don't know. It's clunky. Tuesday is a strong Dynamite episode. Announced tonight. Jericho versus Dalton Castle for the ROH title. Death Triangle, Best Friends, AEW Trios titles. Ultimately, they're trying with Rampage. I think it's too late. I think when you throw away a program for an extended period of time, just in terms of not caring about the quality you're putting on it, I think it literally takes 6 months to a year to rebuild that program, and I don't know that the momentum that AEW has lost can be regained in the way that they think it can. Anyway, we'll be back with more right after this.